Man, it's gonna be quick. I ain't got much to say, man. I just want to get this off my chest while it's there. I hate fake outrage. I just know that all this shit that we be seeing is so fake, man. So I got about 10 minutes. Y'all come in, man, so I can say my piece. And my whole thing is, man, this fake shit with Kanye West, man. I'm just tired of seeing it everywhere, and everybody wants to talk about it like it's some real shit that's going on. First of all, let me give y'all a breakdown. You understand me? What is Kanye West doing? I've always broke this down. What he's doing, he's getting attention, and he's converting that attention, right? Because he knows what hot, he knows what sell, he knows what emotionally connects people to certain things. Number one, I think that this generation is emotionally disconnected and is divorcing racism. When I say racism, I'm talking about the fact when we see some shit that's going on, that's no longer the thing that drives people. We don't really care about that shit no more because we know it's classism. We know it's about money. We understand that the landscape has changed. Racism will disappear in the next 20 to 30 years. You understand me? Now, another reality is this. Uh-oh. Is that the real one? Because it's a lot I want to say about this. I ain't got long, but I got strong. I also think it's just a lot of fakeness. When I see all of the fake activism, you understand? Bro, it's a lot of fake shit, man. It was on my chest and I just had to get it off real quick.
Peace to the God.
Man, peace to the God, man. Listen, you know how much work you do, right? How much work me and all of our peers do. The exact thing that we'd love to see as far as economic liberation, education, setting an example, a new paradigm, a new archetype. Now, all of these people that got platforms, they believe that they so outraged, right, when a black man does something wrong, but when a black man does something right, they don't utilize their same platform to shed light on things. So I know that they're doing it for the exact same reason that Kanye West may do it, and that's just to get attention. If it wasn't a hot topic right now, they wouldn't be talking about it. You understand me? So it's a lot of fake activism, it's a lot of fake rage, and everybody doing it for money. So at the end of the day, I don't really want to see and continue to hear everybody trying to act like they the new Huey P. Newton because they can have an opinion on Kanye West's shirt and Candace Owens. I just get tired of seeing all of the fake shit because I know it ain't real. Because I can challenge you. If that's the case, put up the type of black man that you want to see and the type of black man that's doing the things that you believe should be represented as our culture on the forefront. Otherwise, y'all know y'all doing it for the exact same thing. It's to capitalize off emotions. That's it.
You bring up a good point, and that's why I wanted to tap in. I feel like we haven't had these conversations in a long time. Yeah, I think human nature is people always want to highlight the negative and not positive, and not highlight the solution. It's always a problem, but not the solution. And I think that's a bigger issue that we have in our culture, where we always highlight and we always protest problems, but we never champion and we never, just really celebrate solutions. I shouldn't say never, but a lot of times we highlight problems and not solutions. So I feel like the Kanye West thing, at the end of the day, Kanye is just Kanye. So I don't even know why people still get mad or surprised at Kanye at this point in time. Like he's yay. Yay.
I mean, it's. I think that's something that this younger generation understands, right? Like when we look at somebody that do some shit like that, we say, okay, it's an antic, it's propaganda. We scheme or something. That's all it is. When we look at it, we're not emotionally connected to it, and I think that. Especially when I look at the political pundits and I look at the political aspect, they want us to be emotionally connected to it. They want us to hate it, right? They want us to have energy towards it. And instead, we divorce from it. We're like, man, I don't care. The brother did 1,000 things like that. He married Kim Kardashian and had 3 children with her. I mean, if that's not a statement of white lives matter, I don't know what it is. I'm trying to understand, like, if the man said that, in his song Gold Digger, you get only your ass for a white girl. He did that literally. If you accept him after he married Kim Kardashian, then how could anything else be an issue?
Yeah. I think it was expressing a post that you made on Twitter. And I feel like we focus on the wrong things. And like nobody, Kanye West he's actually my favorite. He's my favorite. And
yeah.
he's not going to be my favorite, no matter what he does. Because he had mental illness. And I understand that he's an artist, and I understand, but I'm not looking at Kanye as a political leader. I'm not looking at Kanye as a role model for myself. So what he does doesn't. I don't have emotional attachments to his personal life choices.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm a fan of the music. I'm a fan of the art. I like, the idea of Kanye, but I think that we're too caught up in celebrating and worshiping celebrities that when somebody does something, it lets us down. But
That's
you'll only be let down when you have full hope and aspiration in a person. So
that's a super fact.
you can't be let down when you have no emotional attachment, hope, or I don't expect anything from, not even no disrespect. I don't expect anything of Kanye.
I expect exactly what he's doing.
Yeah.
Like that, he is fitting my expectation to a T. You understand me? Like it's like I seen Boosie come out and talk about him, right? I seen Jaden Smith and a bunch of things, but then I look at like Boosie, I'm like, bro, in your music you talk about killing black men, and one of your most famous feats is when you actually killed black men and got away with it. So I think we forget the reality of it is that when we talk about what's harmful from an entertainment style, right, and a propaganda style, what we push out, that's more harmful than any of the antics that I've seen bruh do, right? When I look at, even somebody like Jaden, I think he was dating white boys. So it's like, I'm just saying from a standpoint, all the entertainers, they might not say it, but it's like you expressing the same thing. And Kanye West is just more fearless on saying that, bro. The reality of it is y'all believe in exactly what I believe in. I'm just willing to speak that truth for when I feel it. And or the reality of it is that it's a blunt reality when it comes to Kanye West. I don't think Kanye West is no savior. I don't think he's no revolutionary in that sense of what I believe a revolutionary is, but I think that he's free, right? And I think that the most dangerous thing that exists today is when all of the fake activism want to stand in front of the people and act like, yo, I got y'all back. I rock with y'all. I love y'all. You understand me? This is why I got to be so vehemently against Kanye West, because you make it seem like him wearing that shirt is worse than Biden being president.
Or I'm going to be honest with you. Kanye West, that's not dangerous. Like him wearing a White Lives Matter shirt is not dangerous because black people going automatically, they're not paying no attention to that. Even white people are not really paying attention to that. But what is dangerous is people talking about promethazine and codeine and lean. What is dangerous is drill rap, talking about the ops and shooting somebody 87 times because that's believable and that's what people are actually doing. Nobody's going to go out and do what Kanye do, but people are going to take prescription drugs. People are going to join gangs and kill people, and that's the part that nobody really wants to talk about. We talk about influence and we talking about what's harmful. On a scale of 1 to 10, Kanye like a 1. But a lot of the stuff that we have no problems with, that we still champion the culture, that's just completely ignorant, that's a 10. So the frustration, I think, could be redirected at a source that's actually really harmful and really detrimental, as opposed to something that's a distraction. Kanye a distraction. And like I said, I love Kanye, but it's a distraction.
It's a distraction because nothing he's doing over there is relevant to real life.
What Kanye doing is not dangerous, but what is being championed in our culture is extremely dangerous.
Absolutely. I mean, I would love to see him utilize his billions of dollars and his influence in a completely different manner. But I no longer have expectations of Kanye West to do anything, right? I don't have any expectations of any billionaire to do anything because I believe that they have their track record and they decided this is how I want to make my money, this is how I'm going to live my life. I'm not going to automatically shift and turn into a 19 Keys or a Rashad Bilal. That's our job. You understand me? But what they learned, the same thing Kanye West learned, is that, attention rules the world. Media rules the world. As long as we can covet the emotions and the attentions of the people across the planet Earth, like the Kardashians have done, right? Then they can continue to rule the minds of the people. And what everybody else do is they play his game. That's all they do. They play his game, and then they hop into the news cycle of a news cycle that Kanye West has created. So now they can be on the news. Now they can get magazines, get their quotes about this situation, because they're going to love to create a big stir. But we're going literally into a global recession and depression, and that has nothing to do, right, with betterment of our people. So you would think that, man, if I really care about black people, then I'm gonna push Earn Your Leisure. I'm gonna push 19 Keys. I'm gonna put Wall Street Trap. I'm gonna push Ian. No. Instead, I really love my people, so I'm gonna talk about Kanye West wearing the shirt with Candace Owens.
But
That makes no sense.
You know what it is too, though, bro? And hip hop, like, we are hip hop. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we grew up on music. You grew up on the music, fashion. Even if I try to disconnect from it, I can't. But black people hold music in too high of a regard, because there's no other culture that cares that much about entertainment or their entertainers. Like, just think about it. You said, like, we're on the brink of a global depression.
Yeah.
Market's down, stock market's down, crypto is down, unemployment is up, political unrest all over the world. It would be the equivalent of if Eminem, or, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't matter. Really, like, what are we really talking about? Like, the fact that we're even having this conversation is disturbing, because no other culture cares. Like, I don't know who's the hottest Chinese rapper. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Like, you know what I'm saying? It really doesn't. Like I said, shout out to all the rappers. No disrespect, because I love hip hop and I love the music. But in the grand scheme of life, we put too much emphasis and we give too much credit to entertainers. Where an entertainer's job is to entertain you. It's not to educate you. It's not to lead you. So we're the only culture that has our entertainers as our leaders. And every other culture knows that rap music is entertainment.
They don't take it that serious.
We're the only culture that actually knows that, thinks that this is a life that you can actually live. It's not. Rap music is not real life. That's the problem with it. It's like, none of this is real life. The gangster rap is not real life. The Kanye West is not real life. The average person can't live like Kanye. That's not reality. Walking around with chains on your neck, that's not reality. But every other culture looks at it like a circus. You go to a circus, you pay it, you have fun, and then you leave. But we stay. We don't leave, we stay. And that's the reason, one of the reasons why we're not progressing. Because we're focused on the wrong thing, and we give our energy and attention to the wrong thing. Bono can go out here and do anything. Like, any white musician can go out here and do anything. It'll get pressed, but it won't matter. It won't. If Taylor Swift goes outside and do something crazy, it won't matter. But
that's a fact.
When Kanye does something, it's like the world ends.
Everybody makes it more important. If somebody asks you, yo, what's your opinion on it? They be like, man, I don't care. That don't mean nothing. That's what it means, nothing. But when you say, yo, this is dangerous, this is the worst thing we got to do, what you gonna do? You can't counsel a man who's richer than everybody in the culture in the first place. Yeah. So the only thing you can do to somebody who wants attention is not give it to him. That's all you can possibly do. You cannot change or do anything to them. The man, he has a level of freedom because he makes more money than everybody in the whole culture. Like, what else can you do? So at that point, if we were smart about it, and my whole thing really just speaking on the intentions of the people who act like they really are emotionally distraught about these things. I just know it's fake, and I just hate the fake shit. Like, y'all really not serious. Nigga got a whole white Jesus on him, but mad that a nigga say white lives matter. You have a white God that you pray to. I'm trying to understand what's the difference. So if you was really serious, take that white Jesus chain off. Stop going to Jacob. Stop going to the jewelry store. Put money in somebody else's community so you can get a chain that venerates a family, a white family, because that's who it is, Caesar Borgia, who comes from a white aristocratic family. It's like, to me, if we gonna be on some real shit, be on some real shit. Otherwise, stop faking. Because at least Kanye West tells the truth about our history, about the Moorish civilization and things of that nature when he does interviews. Niggas are scared to do that much. So I just don't like all of the fakeness. Don't try to make yourself be real because Kanye West do some shit that's fake. I don't like that.
No, you bring up a good point. And one thing about Kanye, hate him or love him, at least he's honest. that's how he feels. White lives matter. But like I said, at least he's saying it. But other people, the vast majority of people, show it.
That's a fact.
So what's worse, saying it or showing it? Like you're showing it in everything that you do in your life. You're showing that you believe that white lives matter. So how is it harmful that he's saying it?
That's what I'm saying. I mean, that's the reality of it. Even, you know, you go to the, I always tell people, I've never been one for BLM because they never celebrated black men. They only utilize the death of black men to push propaganda, right, and capitalize off of it. But, and so I feel like the shirt was to create a conversation around that, which nobody wants to have that conversation because that's the shit that actually matters. If you're going to have a global movement that is supposed to be about the progress and improvement of black people, right, then that means that there should be accountability. You can't just wipe it away because now when something else happens, we need standards for how we're supposed to create movements and the things that we should support and the ways that things should look like, right? So I think that all it does is create a conversation that nobody wants to have. So instead, they talk about the shirt than the reality of what created this moment. And that's the same thing that Candace Owens talks about when she utilizes her platform. And it's the same thing Kanye West is bringing attention to. So they can't have that conversation because they've supported things that weren't right? When you support, nobody, you know, when Biden first got elected, everybody was standing in front of the podium and doing media conversations talking about the things that Biden is doing. Now, no one is doing none of that. So when you have conversations about these things, the truth is able to be brought out. But if you don't want to have conversations, then there's no truth. It's just sensationalism, leading people into emotional chaos. And what we trying to do is, that's the distraction, y'all. Here's what y'all should pay attention to, right? And like I said, that's my challenge to y'all. If y'all really care, instead of showing Kanye, I want you to put up the type of black men who are doing the very things that you think that black men should be doing then. Otherwise, it's fake shit. And I don't want to hear it. I don't want nobody to, you can't come at me because you ain't got enough logic to argue with me. You dig? So you just got to accept that. And when y'all see y'all favors and the entertainers and all these niggas that want to act like they politically conscious, y'all know it's some fake shit. In your core, you know it. This niggas is shallow and it's just a PR press release. That's all.
So what about how do we get to solutions? What's some of the solutions?
Well, some of the solutions are what we are already doing. I think we are actively engaged in solutions. Financial education is always going to be the best solution in a time where people are financially ignorant. If you can't ask yourself, what is the one skill that I've learned, the one thing that I've paid attention to that gave me the greatest ROI, that actually improved my family, that allowed me to have a better family standard, that allowed me to be more mentally fit. So for me, it's about paying attention to the things of value, right? So that means that you would have to cut out a large percentage of what you give attention to on a daily basis, because it's not like we got to create something new. We already started it, right? EYO has already started. BWO has already started. High level conversations has already started. Market Mondays has already started. The solutions are in both of our platforms. The solution is in our partnership. The solution is in our peers, right? What you want to get into credit, you want to get into trucking, you want to get yourself physically, mentally, spiritually fit. There's a community of black men and women who literally work on that every single day that Black America pays no attention to. I didn't see awards given for that at BET. I didn't see awards given for that at BET.
Well,
I didn't, like, what are we talking about?
you bring up a good point, and shout out to BT.
Shout out to BET. They cut me a check earlier this year.
That it's like Jay said, we ain't get through to you yet. Making progress, but it's an uphill battle. It is an uphill battle.
Yeah.
Once again, the focus is always around entertainment, and that's wrong. That's the problem with our culture. Like I heard Diddy say, shout out to Diddy. He was on somewhere, and he was saying that, like, you know, New York lost its culture, New York fell off, New York is following trends, da 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 da. And I used to say something like that before, and a young lady actually had said something to me that was very profound and actually had to change the way I was looking at it. She like, yeah, you saying New York fell off, New York, but you talking about music. She's like, y'all from New York, y'all leading the financial whole revolution. Like, how can New York, like, that's, and
Come on, man.
I'm like, you know what? That's true. Like, now I'm saying everything does not revolve around rap music.
Right. That's, you know what I just thought as well, because that's a cold ass statement that you just made. Because when we centralize the culture into one aspect, we disrespect everybody else who's doing work. Like I watched Hidden Colors yesterday for the first time, and I was just looking like, damn, these women were so brilliant, but they'll never get to stay in culture like a Nicki Minaj will, right? But and also we don't take that brain trust collectively and put it towards something that's valuable for us. So we got all these courtiers surrounding. I see him 500 saying he gonna do an award show, and I believe, I talked about doing an award show and curating the top 100 most influential in our culture, right? Because when we talk about influential, we should also now put it to a moral standard. We talking about positive influence because we celebrate negative influence and positive influence, and that's the one thing that we've never separated. So if we had where, okay, yes, your podcast, your album, your movie, it can get nominated, but we now have to have categories of whether this was a positive influence. So you may get 1 billion likes and 1 billion attention, but we won't put this in the category because it wasn't positive for Black America, right? And I think that that's why there's no standards, and that's why the culture doesn't know, because we blend negative and positive together. Right? One person can have an album about literally drill music, hunting and killing. Another person can have an album about uplifting, and these two will go head to head for the same exact award. So we have no standards at all that separates when somebody's doing positive or somebody doing something negative in our culture. We celebrate it all. And that's the most dangerous thing. So like, I'm going to end on this note. If I remember when I had a store in Oakland, California, I always said, if I could find a way to make money off racism, I would, right? If I personally can start selling White Lives Matter shirts to white people, I would sell the hell out those shirts. I would sell 10 million of those shirts, right? If I as a Black man can capitalize off white racism and sell it back to white people and make money and do something for my community and my folks, I'm just telling y'all that now that I would. I don't want y'all to buy it. I might set it up under a pseudonym. I might set it up some kind of way. But I want to that's always been one of my dreams. So Kanye West doing some shit I always dreamed about. Oh, just to let y'all know, disclaimer.
Yeezy. But yeah, before, you know what? I want people, because I don't want to bash the rappers, because they're an important part of our culture. I just feel like they shouldn't be the only part of our culture. I just feel like it should be that. Or not. Other cultures have that. Like when you think of, if I just say, think of 5 white people, 5 very important white people off the top of your head, you probably gonna say Elon Musk.
Right.
You're gonna say Jeff Bezos. You might say Tom Brady. You know what I'm saying? But the bottom line is you're gonna say Donald Trump. You're gonna say Biden. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a mix. It's gonna be a mix. If I just go to any street corner in America and say, who's the 5 most important Black people in America? Kanye West's name is coming up off the rip.
Oh, yeah.
Jay-Z's name's coming up off the rip. You know what I'm saying? Those two, forget about it. LeBron James will probably be a third. Probably be close third. The 4th spot, who knows? It might be Floyd. It might be 50. You know, it could go in a variety of different elements. You
might get Farrakhan in there, depending on who you ask.
Depending on who you ask. But I'm just saying, just the average person.
Right, the average.
But what I'm saying is that Robert Smith is not automatically going to come off.
No.
It's not.
Don Peoples ain't popping up. Nah.
Automatically going to come off. Somebody said Michael Jordan, of course, Magic Johnson. That's why when in 96, Jay-Z said, all Blacks got is sports and entertainment. He said that in 96. 96, he said, all Blacks got is sports and entertainment. At some point, you got to have more than just sports and entertainment. And this is the crazy part about it. It wouldn't necessarily even be that bad because we are talented people, right? Like, we are good with music. We are good with sports. It wouldn't have, and we dominate. We dominate sports and we dominate music. It wouldn't even be that bad if we actually owned it. But we don't own it.
Bro, that's what I said at Revolt. We are the culture, but we don't own the culture. We don't control the culture.
30, how many, I don't know, 32 NFL, whatever, not one Black owner in the NFL. There's 30 whatever NBA teams, one Black owner who happens to be the greatest basketball player of all. Like, you had to exceed. Look at the level of excellence that you had to exceed to become one NBA owner. There's 3 major record labels. Not one of them is owned by Black people. So like I said, even if we just dominated and owned music and entertainment, think about how much billions that would generate for our culture. Out of all the industries, just by 500 industries, if we just owned the 2 industries that we dominate the most, then we would have tremendously more economic empowerment. We don't.
That's a fact. I mean, look at and this is why, you know, what we're doing is so important. It's like when we look at LaRussell being able to utilize the power of Web3, right, to take ownership over his intellectual property, which is what I've been trying to teach people for the longest, right, to get these concepts. But then when I superimpose that next to the baby, and everybody say, well, the baby is getting blackballed. See, this is where we give up all our power. How can a man who gets 200,000 likes on a picture, gets 1 million views in one day on videos, have a community and a fan base that powerful, right? And then you saying that he's being blackballed. Why? Because he don't want to put his stuff in the hands of the people who want to blackball him and don't care about him. That just means you're not taking ownership. That just means you're not taking control. That means that you're trying to use outdated systems, give somebody else all of the control, hoping you don't upset them so that they can take advantage of you and pull the plug on you. No, so our culture shies away from ownership. We run away from it, right? And you can't blackball somebody unless you can't blackball nobody, not today, right? Because we got all of these tools that represent empowerment and freedom. Yes, you can do things that try not to give people access. Yeah, we know that, but the goal is now to move the goalpost ourselves. The goal is now to say that, why the fuck would we should still allow people who don't look like us to control us? Why would we continue to put our power in the hands? Like, we got an app coming, because I don't want to create another community and put them all on Discord, put them all on Telegram. I need all that data here, right? Because what we realize and what we forget is that by having our own data, it increases the value of anything that we create. But we give away our data, we give away our intellectual property, we give away everything that makes our product, our service valuable in the first place, put it in somebody else's hands and say, yo, can you pay me for all this gold that I just mined? Matter of fact, I want to give you rights over to the gold mine as well. You understand me? No, I don't want to buy my own equipment. I want you to, I'm gonna pay you to use your equipment. Then I'm gonna give you some of the gold. I need you to break me off some of it. No, I don't want to get my own people to start cutting it up and create my own gold shops. I'm not going to become a jewelry maker with this. You create it, and if you make something off of it, then pay me maybe on the back end. We never try to go full integration with everything, with anything rather. And I love Web3 and the ideas of Web3 because it's saying that you know y'all that's being played this whole time, there's an opportunity where we can start doing a different type of business. And this business is called ownership and control. Do y'all like this business model better? And then you tell me, nah, I ain't really got into that though. But then you call yourself an independent artist. These fake taglines and shit that people throw out there, they're not real. You're not really independent. You understand me? You fully controlled and connected because you waiting for somebody else to pay you because you're afraid to pay yourself. And then the niggas in the street look up to that, not knowing that the average rapper is getting paid less than $70,000 a year. You can be a truck driver and get paid more than a rapper. You can be a TikToker and get paid more than a rapper. So it's no disrespect to it. It's just saying that, bro, we got way more options now, right? The very thing that when I look at hidden colors, not hidden colors, but hidden figures, and I seen them black women, they were mathematicians and engineers for NASA, right? And they was lending the most brilliant black women in the country brain power so that they can help white America win the propaganda war, the Cold War against Russia. Right now, with them not being celebrated and not being flaunted as heroes early on, with our own history being hidden from us, and now engineering and those type of jobs being the highest paying jobs because she was one of the first coders in history and engineers in history, we missed the boat. Instead, now we go to school for African American studies. You understand me? Now we're going to school for psychology, things that you can't even get paid for. Right? Unless you now become utilizing your degree to get on TikTok and drop facts. So my whole thing is that we have to change, number one, what we value. If you go to school, become an engineer, right? Build something. If you we have to start putting ourselves in position where we can build, we can own, we can control. And so That's why I say what there is to do right now is to support what's already being built, right? Like you built Earn Your Leisure. What else do people need? You got high level conversations. You have BWO. You have Market Mondays, right? You have the earners. What skill set you looking for? You want to learn how to make money? You want to learn how to brand? You want to learn how to market? You want to learn how to create a business? You want to be an entrepreneur? You want to learn how to set your family up, put them in position? You want to learn how to lead? What do you want to do? Right? Black America just don't know. We have to now just support those who we want to see as the new rock stars, as the new leaders, instead of complaining about the people that's the current ones. I ain't got no problem with niggas doing nigga shit. The problem I have with people who consider themselves to be so-called outstanding activists and at a higher level, not supporting those who doing the very thing that you preach about. That's it.
Yeah, it's distracting after a while because it's like Jay, he's one of the greatest, man, because everything he said, it just resonates. Like, man, it was like they in Beverly Hills and we in Calabasas. Like, it's double entendre in that message. He's literally saying that they live in Beverly Hills, and it's crazy. I had a conversation with somebody that's really big in sports. I won't say his name, but he was saying like he's telling all these guys like, why y'all living in Calabasas? Like y'all should live in Beverly Hills because the appreciation in Beverly Hills is going to be way more. Like they want to live in Calabasas because they want to go parties and smoke hookah. But he was like, if you're looking at real estate, like you need to live in Beverly Hills. But long story short, it's two parts to that whole conversation where it's like it's separated. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you can have individual wins, but it's not a collective. So yeah, it's like, you know, one person can own their masters, but Cash Money's still under Universal. That's what I'm saying. So it's like no matter what, it's like, yeah, there's been people that have been successful in music, that have done great things in music. But there's never been a time where a collective have come together. And the one time where that did, when Murder Inc., Death Row, and Rap A Lot was going to come together and they all caught Fed cases. Ironically enough, they was going to have a black-owned distribution. Like, so it's like one-off victories are not enough. Because one-off victory is not a threat to the system. Like even Kanye becoming a billionaire, he has a voice, but that's not really a threat. A whole distribution chain is a threat. A new league, rival to NFL, NBA, that's a threat. But one person becoming a billionaire, two people becoming a billionaire, that's not really a threat. That's not a threat to the system. So even our partnership is about collaboration. Like people see Earn Your Leisure, and it's like, yeah, we have a hit show. We got another hit show. We could have just kept that. But EYL Network is not just a name. It's designed to empower creatives, collaborate, to actually grow a viable content network, right? Where we can have our own distribution, where we can have our own sales team. We hire people for sales team and we can grow, but it takes people to actually believe in that vision to work with it. So I applaud you because it's like, it's not easy to work with other people, and ego and pride is going to be something that's always going to keep us on a lower level.
It's a fact.
I don't care how strong you are. You can't defeat an army by yourself.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
don't trust people that be needing to work by themselves. It's an insecurity. It's not a strength. You need to isolate yourself because you have issues and you don't know how to work with others, and you try to make that seem like a strength, that you don't need nobody, right? The problem is you have issues internally that you haven't worked out, and that's going to come out when you start doing partnerships and collaborations, right? So you're going to be the reason these things are going to fall because your ego is so self-centered that you can't work for the collective vision. So for me, when y'all see people that isolate themselves, see people that need to be on an island, it is not a strength. It is not a power. You can't tell me that, you know, I can't work with niggas. Why? Was you saying that every black man is unable to work with you? Every black woman is unable to work with you? No, you just don't have the power to be able to work with others. So for me, the reversal of that whole ego thing is, bruh, I am way more powerful because I know how to work with others. Not because I need to work with others, even though we do need each other. And that's another thing. We got to stop being afraid of saying we need each other.
And we got to stop, especially the men. A lot of times we just speak just to speak, but you're speaking out of ignorance and you're not informed on what you're saying. And it's hard to talk and listen at the same time. So you're just saying stuff on the internet just to kind of prove a point or just to kind of just to say anything. But by you saying that, not actually being able to receive the information, and you're losing out, and you're not progressing in life. So somebody says Steve Jobs did just fine, but if you know the knowledge on Steve Jobs, there's no Steve Jobs without Steve Wozniak. Like, no, there's no Steve. There's a lot of people that played into Steve Jobs that you never heard of before, because Steve Jobs was the person, but Steve Jobs never really invented anything. He is the brain, and he brought the idea together. But Jobs understood the partner of he understood the value of partnership, because Apple was built on partnership. So for somebody to say
Yes.
Steve Jobs did just fine, it's misinformed statement, but it's actually dangerous, because the fact that you don't know that is bad, but the fact that you spoke out of ignorance is even worse. Because
And that's what validates most people's ignorance. They take examples that actually don't even fit the criteria for what they're trying to justify, and they use it. So if a person want to justify something, they're not gonna research to see if he really did it by themselves, because they want this example to fit their narrative. There's no man that ever got to $1 billion by himself. You know how many people Kanye West partnered with, that designed for him, that does his sales, his marketing, his creation, that knows 1,000% more than him in his own industry, that he had to utilize in order to get where he's at. It is networks, collaborations, mergers, partnerships, giving out equity. It's funding. It's all of these things that make these things happen. There's no one man that stands on his own and then just gets billions of dollars and creates something substantial. No man in history has done it. No man in the future will do it, unless the man got damn AI machines as his partner, and that's possible, but we ain't there yet.
so it's, me and Troy were just at a summit last week at a VC, one of the top VC funds in the world, and it's just like,
Okay, talking. Yeah, okay, I heard that.
there's so much that goes into things that the average person doesn't know. And it's like you said, to get that $1 billion valuation, you raising money, so you bringing partners in, you working with other people, pitch your ideas, you on the road. Then when you take a company public, you got to actually go in front of all these events. You don't understand. Like, you don't understand. That's why when he said you don't got to answer, Sway, I understood where he was coming from with that. Like, just try to simplify things. Do it yourself. Do it yourself. Not how it works, bro.
Bro, if and everybody was like, "Oh, Sway was right," and Sway from Oakland, shout out Town Business, and I love Sway, I always love Sway. But the reality of it is this: it's easy to say somebody was right when afterwards this man went and did it his way and became the richest black man in the culture, right? So that to me is a very funny statement, because he has made himself more successful financially than anybody else doing it his way. So hindsight is more than 2020. That shit 40/40 or whatever. You understand me? Because that actual statement don't make no sense. He has the privilege of saying that, right? But the reality of it is yes, I'm 100,000% for do for self, right? But I'm also understanding now of how you have to be strategic in order to do things and get to your end goal, right? My whole thing is this, and that's the thing, is like we love to promote anything that's divisive. That's it. We just like being on the side of divisiveness. So instead of saying that, no, at the time I understood what he said as well, that, he tried at his wit's end to do things the way he wanted to, and he had a bigger vision than what anybody understood at the time, because now he went on and made himself one of the most influential men ever in fashion and in music. So I'm not a person that, I don't believe that Kanye West, all his actions need to be exonerated or they need to be shielded. I think he does a lot of shit that's stupid, right? I think the way that he placates to the fashion world and shit, I think that's sucker shit. But at the end of the day, I'm also just not a person that feels like going on rants about shit that black men do, when I could be putting up other things that's better, right? And I could be promoting things that are better. And I just don't like when we take the collective power of our media, our platforms, and our positions to find a way to expressively talk shit about a black man so that more media and attention could be thrown around this, when y'all could be utilizing it for something better. So that's really my whole point in position. And I think that making money off racism, I think is a great joke. You understand me? And I can't wait to make me some money off racism. You understand me? I look forward to it. I can't wait to sell a lot of white people a lot of racist merchandise. Like if Trump runs for office, I'm definitely making some MAGA gear, setting it up, put it on the Amazon store, and I'm gonna document the process when I do it. And then I'm gonna put it to something solid. But I'm just saying, if and this is serious. I really want y'all to do this. I want somebody to figure out a way to sell as much merch, products, whatever, and capitalize off racism. And once you make your million or however much you make, then go tell them white folks, dog, it was a black face behind it. You understand me? But I have no problem with capitalizing off them because there were so many Black Lives Matter shirts that was sold by white people, Asian people, Indian people, right? And we were just buying it and buying it up. They don't care about your plight. You emotionally connected to a movement that means nothing. And they understood that they could control you and create capital off of it. So I just want y'all to understand that game. We're living in a different type of time. Kanye West is an intention hoarder. He is a master of propaganda. So if you want to be emotionally connected to it, then you have effectively become a slave to the things that he wants to control. But if you have no emotional connection to it, congratulations, you're free. You understand me? That's all that means. That's all that means. You are free.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. High level conversation. Kanye, you're welcome to come on the platform.
Oh, more than welcome. More than welcome, man. I know y'all mad at the white Jesus comment about the tattoos, but you know,
people love Kanye. They're gonna love him next week, no matter what. Kanye, this ain't the first time people got mad about Kanye. Kanye was up there talking about slavery was a choice and all that. Everybody there's no such thing as cancel culture because nobody. Think about it. Nobody has been canceled. So,
bro, even Andrew Tate, who they cut him off all social media platforms. Even Uber blackballed him and the other companies. They did some crazy shit against him. His content is still flooding the internet.
More than I didn't even know who he was until after he got kicked off.
Right. So this lets y'all know we in a different day and age, and I just want us to understand that we got so much power. And if we really truly understood it, some people learn how to crack the codes of power, of attention, and success. Right? And instead of paying attention to what a person doing, looking at how. Ask yourself why. You understand me? Because if you can learn that, then now you have the same science towards something that is positive.
And also, not to cut you off, I think when I say nobody's ever been canceled, people say Bill Cosby and R. Kelly. They weren't canceled, they were incarcerated. So our power, we got to understand the power dynamic, right?
Man, Bill Cosby canceled himself out of a jail sentence. So I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Our cancel is shade room, and that's not being canceled. Being incarcerated is different.
R. Kelly was found guilty. That's not the same.
You get incarcerated, you face 25, 35, 50 years in jail. That's obviously. But as far as empowerment, like we cancel people. We don't cancel the baby because the baby out here getting money.
Yeah, he go continue to get money. Y'all continue to bump his project.
Out here get money. Nobody has been canceled. They're not canceled.
Bro, I gotta go. You understand? I gotta go pick up my White Lives Matter shirt at the post office. No, I'm just playing. Y'all know Big Keith ain't wearing that bullshit. It's a bullshit ass shirt, but still.
Make it understand me. It's bad.
Look, make sure y'all catch the latest episode of La Russell on Market Mondays. If y'all want to support a real artist from the Bay Area, you know what I'm talking about. Oh, and season 2 of High Level Conversations is on its way. Oh man, we just shot a dope one with Tariq Nasheed. That one gonna be heavy. Ooh. So listen, man, I'm gonna holler at y'all later. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all, man. Keep your beard sharp and keep earning your leisure, man.
Support black-owned brands.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Peace.